Hello, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I am your host, Chris. Welcome to my recap and review for The Flash, Season 2. This is episode 13. It is entitled Welcome to Earth-2. So, guys, this episode, like last week, I said um, this is going to be that episode last week was a setup to this week, and it was. This episode was great. I really enjoyed this episode. Very cool episode. It was very fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun watching this episode. Very neat. Um, I have to say, the whole Earth 2 thing is wild. I mean, so much stuff happening in this episode. The stuff I really enjoyed. I loved seeing Killer Frost. Caitlin as Killer Frost. That was great. I really liked seeing Robbie Amell back for this episode to play Deathstorm. That was really cool. And Cisco being his doppelganger being Reverb, very neat. I mean, guys, this episode was packed full of stuff. You have the Earth 2 Joe, can sing and all this, and it was very fun. There's not that many negatives I had with this episode. When they go through the breach at the beginning, you see that little everything going by in like this wormhole or whatever it is, and you see a glimpse of Supergirl, Melissa Benoist from the Supergirl TV show. I was like, wow, that's great, that's awesome. Um, I enjoyed that stuff. I mean, other stuff I didn't really catch as well. I mean, it looked to me like there was like a '90s flat. The '90s Flash was in there. I could be wrong, but it looked like I was like, "Who is that?" Looked like the '90s Flash. And then I don't know who the other guys were. I mean, somebody I thought I heard say that it might have been Jonah Hex was in there or something. I don't know. There's endless possibilities with this multiple Earths thing. I mean, they could do anything they really want, really. Um, but overall, I really, really enjoyed this episode a lot. Barry, taking his Earth 2 doppelganger's life and seeing how he lives, and basically that's what Barry, Earth 1 Barry really wants. I mean, he wants to have Iris as a wife. He wants his mother was alive. It's just like, wow. I mean, the only problem is now that Joe died in this Earth, so that was a bummer. But that whole scene with Grant Gustin, calling his mother and then hearing her and then him, that was a great, powerful scene. I mean, very well done. I was getting upset. I mean, I thought it was really sad. And like all like the weird like buttons on the phone. I think one of them said Bruce, Bruce or Diana or something. I don't know. So like little Easter eggs there. That was kind of cool. Um, like I said, I mean, Caitlin dressed up, as Killer Frost. I think she looked fantastic. We've been wanting to see her as Killer Frost since the very first episode, I think, of last season. So I mean, so that was great. And I think she did a fantastic job too. Um, just so many weird things. I mean, the Deadshot thing. You seeing Deadshot there. I mean, that took me by surprise, and it's like, well, in this Earth, he's called Deadshot because they're mocking him because he sucks. I mean, he don't know how to shoot worth a damn. And I was like, well, I mean, he wouldn't even pass like, the police academy, would he? I mean, he's like terrible. I don't know. That was kind of a weird negative there, because this guy's so bad he can't hit the broadside of a barn, but yet he's a cop. I mean, I don't know. Seeing Iris is like the chief or something was cool. Maybe finally getting her out there to do something more than just stand around or whatever. Actually, her doing something that was interesting. Seeing Zoom come in at the end and just like take out all those dudes like they were nothing. That was really cool. The only problem though was Zoom. Even though I really like him as a character, I wish they would evolve him a little more. I mean, he's kind of one note now, unfortunately, where he just comes in and talks like, "I'm going to kill you." It's just like, okay, it's the same thing. He kills this guy or kills that guy and speeds around. And it's just like then at the end he has Barry in the box, with Jesse there, and then there's some weird guy with a helmet on. I don't know who the hell that guy is. Then he like says a one-liner to Barry, and it's like, come on, give me something more. I mean, I want to see like another fight or something more. They need to try to like give us a hint of who this guy is. They kind of did give us some hints because they went to Earth-2 and we seen Zoom, and we know for a fact it's not the Earth-2 Joe now because he's dead. I mean, even though, I mean, I guess maybe it's a possibility it's still him. Maybe I don't know. He acted like he died or something, but I don't think so. I think it's not the Earth-2 Joe. It's not, you know, it's not Cisco or it's not the Earth-2 Barry Allen either. Because we've seen the Earth-2 Barry Allen. So it's not him. So it's either got to be Earth-2 Barry's father, or it's, I don't know who else it could be. I mean, maybe it could be Wally. I mean, there's some people saying Wally West is Zoom. Maybe. I mean, I don't think the body really matches up with Zoom. I mean, it might be. I mean, it would be really interesting. Um, I don't know. Maybe he's got pads on under there. I don't know. But so it's either those two. It's I'm really leaning heavily towards it's the father. It's the Earth to father. So Henry Allen. Yeah, I think. So yeah, I mean, it's got to be. It has to be. I mean, who else could it be? Because we haven't seen his father on Earth 1. He just like bounces out. He just leaves. Just like all right, and then like we haven't seen him in a long time. So yeah, I it might be the father. Um, so I mean, because it's not Garrick either, because we've seen his doppelganger on Earth 1, and we know he's from Earth 2, so it's not him. So, but transitioning into that, the Jay Garrick thing, we find out that he's the one that made the Velocity 6. That's why he's so afraid of it. He got like addicted to it like a drug, and he screwed him up, and now it's killing him basically. Um, the character that they had on Earth 1 come in to have, and they had Jay Garrick take him on. I thought that was bad. They didn't need. I forget the character's name. I mean, the dude, the Tremor dude, and he's just like just comes in. He's like, I want the Flash. It's just like, oh god, who is this guy? The acting was not the greatest, especially when they zoomed up on him. I'm just like, oh god, that was bad. I even forget the guy's name. That's how insignificant um, he was and is. I mean, and then Garrick shows up and does a little thing, and then they shoot him and he runs off. And it's just like, okay. I don't know why they had those scenes. They were really out of place. They weren't necessary. I guess they were there just to fill in the gap between what was going on with in Earth 2. So because that's where the meat of the show was with Earth 2. That's what the great stuff was, and then they flashed into Earth 1. It's just like we don't care what's happening there. I mean, why do they have this guy show up out of the blue? It's like, what is his motivation? Where does he come from? I mean, why is he even here? I don't know. Yeah, but the Cisco seeing his doppelganger Reverb was cool. I mean, he actually showed him that he can do all these other powers, and he can actually vibe through and see other dimensions, like what's happening in other dimensions. So he's really, really powerful, and Cisco knows this now. So hopefully he'll try to explore some more of these powers as the show goes on. But overall, I really, really enjoyed the episode. This is like one half of a two-parter. So I mean, next week we get Escape from Earth 2. So we know Barry is trapped now in the box and Jesse's there. So let's hope that he can somehow find a way to get out and get her out, and get her back to Wells. I mean, that would be great. Um, but overall, really enjoyed the episode, guys. If there's anything I might have missed that you guys want to talk about in the comments below, please go ahead and write down there anything good or bad, what you liked about the episode, what you hated about the episode. Please write down in the comments. But that will do it for me for this week, guys. I am Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.